Hello, Leo, and welcome back. And I'm so pleased and grateful to be back. I took a little bit of time off so that I could finish my book series and get on top of some other things that I need to do. Now, I have changed my format. I won't be doing monthlies now, but I will be doing seasonal readings. So this includes winter or summer, depending on where you are in the cosmos, and June, July, August. Now, because I'm a numerologist, I'm also looking at the months differently to what we would recognize them as. So June will be 7 instead of the 6. So you don't need to know anything about that. That's my job as a numerologist to be able to do that for you. Now, because we're looking at different months, I'll be picking 3 cards for each month, as well as a guide card. Oops, there we go. I've been working and waiting for one to pop out. And what we have here is the 10 of Wands. We've got some hard work going on here. There's burdens and carrying a load and responsibilities and duties coming in for the next 3 months. This is the overcast of all of them. So we're going to pop that at the head here. And now, because it's come out, I will switch over the next. Oh, wow. Your cards are playing up a bit. They're doing some strange little things here. Excellent. So I am using the skulls for this reading, and the guide cards are the animal cards. So let's kick off with June. So with June, I've already kind of meditated a little bit on your energies. And now, because June is the number 7, 7 means stillness, retreating, but it's more to do with inner reflection, inner work, study, learning, knowledge, genius. It's kind of like being in the middle, I reckon, of a huge tornado and just being still in the middle of it, where it's blowing around you, but you have stillness. So it's almost like a temple, spiritual energy, science, medicine. It's about growth of our internal self rather than external self. So when I was meditating a little bit on that, I had a return to the fire after emotional heaviness, with your confidence returning. So if you've been feeling a bit blur, then this is the kind of the energy that I'm getting for June for you. So in some ways, June still is going to be reflective, but for you, it's a return of self. For everyone else, that's when they've got to go in. For me, it feels like you've already done the hard work, and now you're just kind of focusing on the next step in June. Now, the cards that you've got here, I went, when they came out, we have the Ace of Swords. So the potential of new ideas, mental capacity, maybe learning, maybe teaching yourself new things, new mental spaces coming in very strong. Because when we're looking at aces, they are the beginnings, but they're more like the potential of the beginning. So the new ideas coming in. And then I went, the 2 of Swords. Okay, well, this is where we're at crossroads. It's like, well, I'm not really sure if I should do this or do that. And then to the side of that, we have the Knight of Wands, which is you, because, Wands is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries energy, but it's the fire energy. It's the young adult, and it's about action. So it's almost like it's let's get out of our head and get more into action, which is the opposite really to what the number 7 is. And that's why I feel that my meditation was right, because it's like you've already done the stillness, and now it's time for the action, where everybody else, around you is going to be going into the stillness. And the 2 of Swords is you're still not really confident on which direction to go. So if some of you are trying to make decisions in June, I still feel like you're being a little bit too much in your head rather than in the action of doing it, which you need to be in. Or maybe some of you are just a little scared about what that means to actually move forwards in these ideas that you've been having, or getting out of your mental space into a physical space. It could be really pragmatic, like, get out of the house and just go and do something physical rather than thinking about thinking about thinking. So it's more of a pragmatic energy. But two swords energies around you, that's all up here. Now, Leo, you're meant to be a little bit more passion and action. And I think this is what's reminding you about how should you be acting at this stage rather than being all in your head with these potentials of movement and you feeling scared to make movements. And sometimes the Two of Swords can mean that you are the problem. You're creating the problem in your mind. And so you might need to step out of that. Now, let's see what advice the guide cards will give you in relation to your June energy. And we have here the snake, healing. You are a healer. So the snake is a very high vibration as far as all kind of reptiles and animals on the planet. A lot of people are fearful of snakes, and rightly so, but they actually are very spiritually inclined, highly charged energies. And you are a healer, and you don't become a healer really till you've healed aspects of yourself. So I feel like you've done a lot of the work already, and now it's just about committing to the future and moving through the knowledge that you've already accumulated. You are carrying a heavy load upon yourself, and this might be a heavy load that you've given to yourself, or maybe some of you are in an obligationary space or a duty space where you have to do that. You have to carry the load, or release the load. You don't need to carry the burdens. And also you're capable of carrying them, but do you have to carry them? Now, going into July is a number 8, and number 8's about action. It's about abundance. It's about creating your future. It's about wealth and career and authority and power and how you're going to influence that, or how you're going to be influenced by that. And I feel when I was meditating that you're going to return to the spotlight. And maybe that's just feeling a little bit more happy, a little bit more like, hey, feeling good about yourself physically, and that you're showing up as well, that you've done the work, you've realized that you've healed yourself a lot, and now it's time to step into that glory of that space. You've got the 9 of Cups, which still means that there's a bit of anxiety around you in July. Rest. So even though 8 is about action and getting things done, it's for you, abundance might be resting or having peace and tranquility in your life, rather than constantly, manifesting, because 8's very much manifester. It's also karmic, and I think Leo's a lot of karmic, because a lot of you around this time are having your birthday, late July, August. I just realised that. The 9 of Pentacles is in there too, which is actioning a lot of your finances, actioning your practicality in your life, coming in from a practical perspective rather than just being gung-ho. It's like, actually, let's sit down and plan this out. Let's be more like an earth sign, which is grounded, somebody who could be tradie-like, or somebody who loves the outdoors. And then here you've got the lovely Fool happening here. And I just want to show you the Fool. That's your first major arcana. And it's not the only one. You have 2 major arcanas here, but the Fool is brand new beginnings. There's something starting. So because 8s really want you to be abundant, and they want you to have material things as well. Have a nice car, have a nice house. I sounded really Australian, house. My apologies. But there's brand new beginnings, particularly when it could be to work and the work ethics, work efforts as well that you're putting in. But there's still underlying anxiety with you. It might just be something that you're going to have to deal with. And we've got determination here as your guidance card. You know where you are going and you will get it. So there is an element of that. I now have a direction and a focus, and I understand now why I've been going through the things I've been going through, and clarity's coming in. I love the feeling of clarity. half the time it's the decisions we make that causes the stress. Once we have a decision and we move forwards, it just feels like you get that momentum happening. I'm just going to have a little drink, excuse me. Now, when we go into August, it's a number 9, releasing, letting go, moving out of your ruts and old patterns and old styles of things and old ideas and beliefs, and moving more into the preparation of the new identity that's coming the next month. There might be a significant ending around you or one that you need to create. It could just be releasing tension, releasing that anxiety, letting it go, being a little bit more free, a little bit more flow when it comes to energy. But it's also because you're a Leo, about the limelight, the showman, the showwoman. It's about getting back out into the public domain, being seen again. So if you've been a bit of a closet winter person, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's almost like it's time to get back out now. It's like, I'm here, everybody. Leo has returned with magnificent hair. And also to just get out into the public domain, use your voice and speak. And it's interesting here, you have the 9 of Pentacles, which is very different to the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is all emotion. The 9 of Pentacles is about success with wealth. It's known as the single person with their own money. It's the person who has created their wealth by themselves. They're not relying on others to do it. Could be self-employed people out there. It could be people that have just worked really hard. They have great work ethics. But you might also be seeing fruition come in to that hard work that you've been putting down. And people are starting to see you as somebody who has abundance. So it's not really, the abundance isn't coming so much in the abundance month. It's coming a little bit later. So it's like you're all over the place. Like this feels like 8, this feels like 7, this feels like 9 still. Oh, I'm actually getting it all confused myself. So this is, imagine just like everything you touch turning to gold. So there's a lot of success for you in August. The Emperor energy is there. It could mean there's a person of authority around you, a police officer, your boss, your father. It's a very masculine energy, but it just may be also taking on those characteristics of the king. And, Leo, you are the king. So this is like bringing, the queen, or I feel like there should be another name for it when I need to do the they energy for king or queen, because we always have this interpretation that queen is less than the king, and I don't like that. So how about just this is why I like the empress and the emperor energy in the tarot, because it means that they're an equal footing. Sorry. So the emperor energy could be traditional, a little bit fixed in your ideas, but what I'm getting here is dogma. It's like, but almost being dogmatic. Usually I'd say don't be dogmatic, but here it's like be dogmatic. It's like know your convictions, know your belief systems, and it's almost like don't compromise about that. It's like no, I see it this way, and I think it needs to be delivered this way as well, because I'm feeling it on all over that this is the way it's got to be. And then you have the 7 of Swords, which can feel like, well, it's called the theft card, and it could mean secrecy around this, or it could mean like you can't trust everybody around you to get the job done. And maybe it's you just feeling that way towards others, but it seems to me like you need to step into your kingdom, your sovereignty space, and dictate the terms and conditions. I don't want you to be brutal, of course. I don't want you to tell people that they're terrible at their job or they don't know what they're talking about. But you're taking on authority yourself here. And this is, once again, when we're looking at your major card, the responsibility, the burdens, the carrying a lot of the weight. Looks to me like you are wanting to be like that in August rather than wanting to let everybody else deal with it. You're like, no, I need it to be like this. So you're in charge, I think, in August, and you'll enjoy being in charge here. When I look at the 10 of Wands with this middle here, new beginnings and this new career or this new determination that you have also will bring with it responsibility. So with any great responsibility, you have to take it on the chin. You have to be responsible. Now, what it's saying here as the guide strategy, have a backup plan. So it could, I'm hoping that doesn't mean that not everything that you think you're going ahead with is going to be successful, but there's nothing wrong with, having another plan. If that one falls through, then we do this. It's still strategy. It's still conflict resolution. And so I think you are going to just be really in this mental space of getting things organized, doing stuff, moving forwards. It feels bold, I wrote here, and fast moving, not acting with permission. That's what I wrote down in my meditation. So it's really corresponded well to the cards in which have come out, which is, I love that. I love it when my psychic ability and the cards are on par with each other. So I'm going to pick an overview here just with a rune. And the rune that I've picked here is divine timing and breakthroughs. So that's a really good rune, really, because it means that things are going to get progressing. Things are moving forwards mentally. I mean, you've gone from being very sword energy all up in here to actually moving more into like stability and almost like from the core. I wouldn't even say it's from grounding. I feel like, yes, this is still going on and the grounding's still going on, but you're coming from the core space. You know what needs to be done. You know how to get it done, and you're getting it done by August. And I feel like you're really back on track because of that. Now, when I'm looking at the court cards, you've got two court cards. So the masculine energy is going to be important. So you may, as a female, you may want to embrace your masculine. For the men, you might have like settle into your masculine, but it's the knight, it's the younger energy of masculine, say 18 to 38. You want to incorporate that energy into your life as well, no matter if you're female or male or they. And the emperor energy here, it's almost like the becoming of that masculine, that this month and next month are like trialing it and learning. And because as younger adults we tend to make mistakes. Not saying us oldies don't make mistakes, because we make plenty of them, but what you're like turning into the king. There's kingship about this space. So there's a lot of growth, loads of growth. So thank you so much. I am Jo from Red Room Reiki and Readings. I am on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook and TikTok. TikTok is mainly for my book series, and Spotify is for my Red Room sessions where I interview people. So I'd love to see you on the other social platforms. But if I just see you in the next season, I would be absolutely grateful for that as well. Blessings, and thank you so much. I'm glad to be back, and I'm doing this old school, so you'll see that I'm stopped recording, and see you later. Bye.